Hey, I'm back with another Red Dead Redemption video. And that's so you can guys try and read it, and we're going on starting now.
Hello and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. I don't know about you, but I can't stop thinking about Red Dead Redemption 2. As it sits in between both Red Dead Revolver and Red Dead Redemption, I think there's a good chance that quite a few cameos will be made in Red Dead Redemption 2. We already know about John Marston and Abigail, and of course the Van der Linde gang we're a member of. You know, Dutch, Javier, Bill Williamson, and even Uncle looks like a member of the outlaw community. But I was thinking, what about other characters that could be in Red Dead Redemption 2? Knowing Rockstar, they won't be able to resist cameos from the Red Dead saga, in small glimpses or entire side quests. So here's 9 characters I expect to see in Redemption 2. Before we crack on, if you haven't played Red Dead Revolver or Red Dead Redemption, or maybe the story is a little hazy, check out this breakdown of the story so far, because this will include spoilers for those games. Let's start with the antagonist of Red Dead Redemption, Edgar Ross. We all remember his demise.
I hate Edgar Ross. He's
So damn satisfying. And we all remember what a ruthless son of a focused individual he was, operating for the Bureau of Investigation, which later became the FBI.
Now, before I shoot you myself, let me just point out the obvious. Your wife.
Red Dead Redemption 2 starts out 12 years before we first met John Marston in Blackwater, and more importantly, 9 years before the Bureau of Investigation was formed. In this time period, Ross would be around 38 years old, and we could see him climb the ranks of law and order, whether that's via the US Marshals, the Army, or even the Blackwater Police Department. In Red Dead Redemption, Edgar Ross was focused on the future, modernization. He didn't ride horseback, he took a vehicle. He even preferred automatic weapons when given the choice. Ross represented the downfall of outlaws, but his tactics showed cunning and the destructive force of manipulation. Edgar Ross, 12 years younger, could very well show up in Red Dead Redemption 2. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to shoot him and cause a time paradox. It'll be worth it.
Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
I hope so. I seem to know you.
Here's one which gives me the chills. The strange man, the mysterious man. During John's quest for redemption, this fellow popped up regularly and appears to know everything about John's history. Things we don't even know yet. The third time we've met this mysterious strange man, he notes this is a fine spot.
Hey, there's a beautiful spot. Sure. What are you doing here? My accounts.
It seemed pointless at the time, but this exact spot ends up being John's burial site. Scary shit. It gets weirder. John attempts to kill him during the cutscene, and he's immortal.
Tell me your name or I won't be responsible for my actions.
But you will.
Damn you!
Yes, maybe you have.
He appears in photos and pictures around the world too, and leaves us with more questions than answers. People believe he's God. He's Satan. He's the Grim Reaper. He has to pop up in Red Dead Redemption 2, right? So, as an extra point to this, he also makes this comment.
Why would you remember me, friend? You've forgotten far more important people than me.
Could this explain away why we never heard about Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 1?
Don't mention it, old man. You kill peasants, you become a peasant.
Down in Mexico, we met Landon Ricketts, a seemingly retired old man, but look a little closer, and we see a man with a wealth of knowledge about the Old West. And how did he acquire this knowledge? He was the fastest gun in the West, and thus had fame and fortune in his life. When we meet him in Mexico, Landon is living out his retirement in Chuparosa, protecting the village from constant unlawful individuals. Looking into his past, we know that in 1899, the year Red Dead Redemption 2 begins, Landon was involved in the Blackwater Massacre. Here's the great thing about this atrocious event. Nobody in 1911 knew how or why it started. Some say 37 men died that day. Could we see what happened firsthand through the eyes of Arthur Morgan? I'm betting we do. Sadly, Landon's voice actor passed away shortly after the release of the first Red Dead Redemption. Rest in peace, Mr. Hagen. I do hope if Landon reappears that he is given an epic gunfight in your honor, sir.
Excuse me, sir. I seem to have found myself in a most unfortunate situation. If you would be kind enough to help me.
You ain't my problem.
During the campfire scenes, it's possible to hear about characters in Red Dead Revolver. Jack Swift is one of them. Back in the 1880s, Jack fled England, a bank robber and sharpshooter, and crossed the globe to America in order to find fame and glory. He first joined a circus to demonstrate his skills with dual revolvers in hand. By the way, his revolvers are known as the Showstoppers.
Okay, hold on.
In Red Dead Revolver, Jack is saved from execution by Red Harlow, and the two fight side by side. They meet again in the Battle Royale, and finally go after the governor together.
I'll keep these devils at bay. You see where that passage leads.
Jack saves Red's life by staying to fight, and is presumed dead. But Jack's fate was never confirmed. When other characters were asked about his actions,
Jack?
they looked sad, solemn, as if he had died. Could Jack Swift appear in Red Dead Redemption 2? I do think there'll be a little Easter egg in his honor.
Okay. Marshals of the law, when the shooting starts, take that as your cue to start awarding each other medals.
One of the most bombastic people we met in Red Dead Redemption was Nigel West Dickens. We first saw him on the roadside, he'd been shot, and was poetically waiting for his death.
St. Peter, open up them pearly gates. I'm coming home. Oh, come on, mister. Come on. No!
John Marston saved his life that day, and the two began to work together. Nigel, to put it bluntly, is a swindler, using his gift as a salesman to con people into buying his elixir. John played along to great effect.
You, sir, come up here. Step right up.
A newspaper found in the game stated a woman with one leg grew back her limb from Nigel's elixir, and a man on his deathbed got up and went to the nearest brothel with the figure of a 14-year-old boy. Nigel's mouth has seen him run into the law a few times, but luckily, John has been around to see him freed.
Because he's a harmless old fraud, the kind of man that built this country.
Nigel West Dickens was a large part of Red Dead Redemption, and will likely appear in the second game, hopefully as charismatic as ever.
He's bad, oh man. Sure.
One of Nigel's closest affiliates is the monstrosity of a man, Seth Briars.
He's a
Seth is
psychopath.
first seen raiding graves looking for precious materials. He certainly comes across like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. His obsession with treasure causes him to lose his family and his hygiene, and arguably his sanity too. He had a treasure hunting partner in Red Dead named Moses Voth. The two of them could pop up in Red Dead Redemption 2 as their desire to become wealthy rips apart their family and their friendship. In 1914, a newspaper reveals that Seth hauled a huge sack of valuable jewels into Blackwater. He returned to his family and reopened his business. Oh, he got a happy ending, that noise. A quick note about another bit part character in Red Dead's first act, Irish.
Oh, these horses look fresher. Woo! And healthy.
Irish, if you haven't figured out already, is an Irish immigrant playing up the most offensive stereotype you can imagine. He's an alcoholic with a thick accent, cowardly behaviour, and lazy too. He's even said to have killed himself accidentally in 1911 after his weapon misfired. Poor guy. I personally think he has more to offer than this small part in Red Dead, and judging by the first time we meet him,
You little patty bag. You thieving Nick. Got it all wrong, Welsh. All wrong. It was French, I promise. He said he was going to rip you off. Now he's ripping me off. Here, keep on talking here, Iris.
he has a cast of crazy characters alongside him. Could they make it into Red Dead Redemption 2?
I've seen strong men wither and die under that unforgiving sun. That whole herd of cattle take sick and die. But I've never once doubted my life here.
No, sir.
The McFarlane Ranch was the place John stayed during his recovery after he was shot by Bill's men.
Oh. Poor kid.
Whilst here, we got to know Bonnie McFarlane and her daddy Drew, performing day-to-day chores as well as preventing Bonnie from being hanged, everyday stuff. What's interesting about the McFarlanes is the 6 brothers Bonnie has, 5 of which are dead by 1911, when John first arrives. If you're wondering about the last brother, he moved to New York. In 1899, when Red Dead Redemption 2 begins, we may see the full McFarlane family and finally find out what happened to all her brothers. My bet is at least one of them died in the Blackwater Massacre we talked about with Landon Ricketts. And remember, the year Red Dead Redemption 2 begins is the year of that infamous gunfight. Who shall we pick for number 9? Annie Stokes? Marshall Johnson? Maybe Sheriff Bartlett? There are so many great characters who could return as major characters or at least little tiny Easter eggs. Without a doubt, we have to finish with Red Harlow, the star of Red Dead Revolver. Red's been through a lot, watching his parents killed in cold blood. having his hand severely burned during his retaliation, and taking on the entire Mexican army, losing his cousin in the process. Red Harlow is spoken of in Red Dead Redemption, and is seen as a legend of the Old West due to his unwavering devotion to doing the right thing, regardless of consequences. His last act in Revolver sees him avenge his parents, but this act will see him hanged, forcing him to live his final days as an outlaw on the run. Whatever happened to Red Harlow? I'm dying to know what else he achieved in the final days of the Old West. I'll never forget the reward he was offered and his final words in Red Dead Revolver.
It never was about the money.
Come on, that's damn poetic.
I did not understand
So
that
there
at
are
all.
9 possible returning characters for Red Dead Redemption 2. Who do you think we'll see from previous Red Dead titles? I think the least we'll get are Easter eggs to those 9 characters and families we've just looked at. What do you...
Irish is a dumb.